the speaking portion of our meeting. You have your speech topic selected, and your next thought is, how am I going to write this speech? In order that you will realize auspicious progress to your speaking goals, we have a presenter today, Brad Korbo, Distinguished Toastmaster, providing some tips on drafting and writing your next speech in as short a time as possible. The presentation is part of Toastmasters International's Better Speaker Series, a set of programs offering instruction on basic speaking skills. Brad has been a member of Wild Oats since 1989. He is our club president and a member of 2 other clubs. He has completed many speeches on many topics since joining Toastmasters. He's asked for lights at 6, 7, and 8 minutes, please, Sheila. Please welcome Distinguished Toastmaster Brad Korbo, who will give you some ideas on how to write and draft your next speech with his presentation, Organizing Your Speech.
My presentation today, I'll be covering 4 different techniques that you can use that will simplify and speed up the writing of your next speech. Each one sort of builds on the other, and you can use components of each one of the techniques when writing your future presentations. First off is the basic organization formula, the tell them formula. It's something that you can use not only for writing a speech, but also later on when Jason may ask you to speak in table topics. Keep this one in mind because it'll help you to organize your thoughts. In the tell them formula, you start off by telling them what you're going to tell them. That's the introduction, introducing your topic. Tell them, so what your main body of your presentation. And finally, tell them what you told them. You keep that little formula in mind, again, especially for table topics. It'll give you an organization technique that will allow whatever you present to be understood by your audience. So always keep this one in mind. The second one is to develop an outline. In school, when you're writing a report, first thing you do is you put together some kind of an outline, and you start off with the opening, which is the tell them what you're going to tell them part of the formula. It can take up to 2 minutes of your presentation. Typically, our presentations in Toastmasters are 5 to 7 minutes. So the first 1 to 2 minutes would be introducing the topic. You want to establish your authority on the topic and basically why should the audience be interested in what you're speaking about. Then move into the body, so the tell them part of the formula. What are the main ideas or points that you want to raise in your presentation? List those out, and then for each one, add some supporting material. That, and you have the main part of your presentation concluded. And then finally, there it is the conclusion, which is tell them what you told them. Sum up what you said. Summarize the main points and some of the highlights of your presentation. It also could include a call to action, maybe a quote that supports some of the main points that you had earlier in the presentation, something that the audience will remember. Likely, the things that people remember will be those last few words that you say in your presentation. You want to have purpose for your presentation, which is people taking it away. It's important to have a good conclusion. Now, I'm going to start off with an opening, attention-getting opening, and I haven't written my body, and I really don't know exactly what I'm going to talk about. You're probably going to be sitting there for a long time thinking, okay, I know I'm going to be speaking on organizing my topic, but what's an attention-getting opening that I can start off with? Might be easier to start in the middle. And what that means is you start with the tell them part of the presentation. So you get the main body drafted out and then move on to the other aspects. So again, list your key points, put them in some kind of an order, expand upon those points and come up with the supporting material for each one of those points. Then develop an introduction. There could be something in the main part of your speech. There's an interesting quote or some kind of an anecdote that comes out of that main part that you can build into your what's going to be coming in the presentation. And then finally, develop the close. So you have an idea what the opening's like, you've got the body written out, and then the close, you have all that material up there to build into the conclusion. You can tie something into your opening and relate it to the close, summarize your main points, put in a call to action, whatever happens to fit with the particular topic that you're covering. And this, I would say, is whether if you're developing that outline, follow this, and some of the ideas on building a regular outline for a presentation. The technique that I use, which builds on starting in the middle, is creating a mind map. And basically that's a diagram that helps you determine what will be included in your speech and what order it will be presented. With the mind map, what I find it allows me in a matter of a few minutes to brainstorm and put all the ideas that I can think of that will be included in this particular topic down on paper. It might not look pretty, and I just jotted what it might look like. I got my main topic, what my topic's all about, like organizing your speech in the middle, some of the points in the square that I might be including in my topic. 3 out of those 4 I've included is what I'm indicating by the lines, and then some additional lines where I put some of the supporting material, just a few words to get an outline of roughly what it might look like. So from this perspective, for this particular presentation, organizing your speech, that's the main topic. And then there's 3 ideas, main points that you want to cover off: the Kelvin formula, the outline, and start in the middle. Then you decided, yes, all 3 of those I want to include, so join them in the line. And move on to each one of those 3 topics. There's the outline. Okay, what are we going to include in the outline? The opening, the body, and the conclusion. And then build and add comments. Yes, I'm going to cover those 3 ones, and then add comments on each one. And then write the middle, start in the middle, write your main part of the body, do your introduction, and then the conclusion. It's a good idea to keep it as orderly as possible. I haven't accomplished that yet. I just put it all down on paper, one piece of paper, everything I can think of. I don't use everything because you only have 5 to 7 minutes or 10 to 12 minutes to do the presentation. And typically on a topic you select, you may be able to go on quite a while. So keep it as organized as possible. You can use asterisks, numbers, color code, whatever to help to put it in some kind of orderly manner that you can actually read it, understand it, and then put it into a written document. So it's best to do things systematically, since we are only human, and disorder is our worst enemy. Ancient Greek poet knew that, and I think it's something that we need to keep in mind. There's several different techniques you can use to put together your next speech. Starting in the middle and using a mind map will simplify your next presentation. Putting that together immensely. I recommend that you take that and use it, and you will find the process will be fairly simple.
Thank you very much, Brad. I think that's a very good educational tool for all of our members. There are member evaluation sheets in front of you. There is a formal evaluation by Dana, but we do encourage everyone to provide feedback to Brad. I know that I very much value the opinions of our members and guests, so feel free to pass that on.